I developed some analogy regarding the decidability and undecidability. Let's suppose our problem A is reducing to B. Then if I am asked about the problem A, if B is decidable, or I ask about the B if A is undecidable, and whatever. There are many possible combinations. Okay, so what we can do is let's suppose a game in a 2D plane. The one thing you have to remember it, that if A is reducing to B, then B should be at upward direction and A in downward direction. Okay, now the game is very simple. Suppose these are the two sticks. If I move A towards the undecidable, then it will also take B towards the undecidable. So we can say that if A is undecidable, then B is also undecidable. It's very simple. Okay, then there may be many cases, like if I move B towards the downward direction towards the decidability, means if B is decidable, then what about A? It will also take A to the decidability. Like if I'm moving this stick towards the downward direction, then it will also take A towards the downward direction. Then we can say that A is also decidable. Okay, suppose a condition in which I am moving A towards the downward direction, then what about B? If I am moving let's suppose a two pen, one upward to this, and this is our A, and imagine another pen B. If I am moving this pen towards the downward direction, will it take another pen also to the downward direction? No, definitely no. So if I am moving A towards the downward direction, then B may go upside or may come downside. It's totally depend on B. So B can be decidable or undecidable. Similarly, we can see that if B is undecidable, B is moving up in the upward direction, then there is no restriction on A. It can go to the upward or it can go to the downward. So A can be decidable or undecidable. Simple. Similarly, we can do it in the recursively enumerable, not recursively enumerable language. Similarly, we have to do that B in the upward direction and A in the downward direction. I'm not taking all the cases, so I'm showing you one case only. Like if A is moving towards the downward direction, if A is recursively enumerable, then what about B? There is no restriction on the B if A is moving towards the downward. B can be not RE or B can be RE. So B can be not RE or not RE, or B can be RE. Okay. If I am moving B towards the downward direction, if B is RE, then what about A? Then A will also definitely will be RE. Did you get my point? Okay, if I am moving B towards the not RE, if B is not RE, then A can be not RE or RE. If A is not recursively enumerable, then B definitely will be not recursively enumerable.